Activate miraculous healing through divine self-love, 7 days of sacred sleep meditation revealed. In the heart of a quaint English village, during twilight's embrace, Martha sat upon a weathered bench. The crescent moon hung high, casting a silver glow over the church steeple, a beacon of hope. Just days before, she felt her heart tethered to the agony of her son, Jacob, whose laughter had been silenced by an illness that tangled him in its cruel grip. It was a burden too heavy for one mother to bear. As Martha clutched her rosary, she recalled the pastor's impassioned words echoing in her ears: self-love is the key to knowing God's love. The villagers had rallied, lifting Jacob in fervent prayer, yet doubt crept into her soul, a thief in the night. She longed for a miracle, a divine intervention that would thaw the icy tendrils of despair gripping her family. Little did she know that the divine path would soon unveil itself. The first night of sacred meditation enveloped her in a cocoon of tranquility. She closed her eyes, whispering words of belief into the cool evening air. Suddenly, a warmth blossomed from within, illuminating her spirit. Martha felt a surge of divine connection, flickering embers of hope igniting her weary heart. She awoke refreshed, infusing the day with renewed determination, convinced that love might heal what medicine could not. Each night, she journeyed deep into her soul. Vibrant colors danced in her visions, a tapestry of self-acceptance woven with threads of divine grace. She saw her village, united in prayer, emanating an aura of love that reached beyond the stars. Yet with every profound insight came shadows of fear. What if they dismissed her as a dreamer? Her heart raced as visions doubled, moments of Jacob laughing, visions of hands raised in prayer, a softness enveloping the village in divine light. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. On the 7th night, the moon shone with supernatural intensity. Martha awoke, breathless and awakened, burdened with brilliant clarity. She envisioned a candlelit vigil, her village gathered under the starlit sky, hope ignited as her heart beat in synchrony with each flickering flame. She saw herself standing boldly, sharing the essence of her vision, transcending fear and doubt. The revelation could heal Jacob and unite the villagers, breaking bonds of isolation forged by ridicule. With trembling hands, she approached the gathering. The air trembled with expectation, filled with whispered prayers weaving through the gathering crowd. Courage welled deep within as she gathered every bit of strength, prepared to utter the miracle that could alter their destinies forever. Eyes sparkled with anticipation and trepidation. Could her words break through their skepticism and unveil the healing they so desperately sought? Would her faith illuminate the path to new dawns? The silence thickened, holding its breath. A sanctified moment awaited. Martha's heart raced like the wings of a sparrow caught in a storm as she stepped into the warm glow of the lantern light illuminating the village square. The flickering flames danced, their warmth reaching out to embrace her in what felt like a heavenly hug. All around, the faithful villagers' faces etched with concern, mingled with hope, turned their gazes towards her. They stood enraptured, a tapestry of longing interwoven with shared faith. Taking a breath that tasted of gratitude and resolution, Martha found her voice breaking through the silence. Dear friends, tonight, we gather not just for Jacob's healing, but to awaken the love that lives in each of us. Her own words surprised her, igniting a fire within that she hadn't realized lay dormant. Gasps rippled through the crowd as the potent energy of her announcement hung sweetly in the air. She saw Mary, a single mother full of strife, clutching her son to her chest, James, the local baker, standing sturdy yet worried, his brow creased with anxiety. They were all there, and they were all listening. Each familiar face held a story, a burden, reminding her that love was the thread running through their shared humanity. Self-love, the kind our pastor spoke of, is the light that reveals God's love. Martha continued, her voice steadied by the conviction deep within. When we forgive ourselves, when we embrace our flaws and mistakes, we create a space for the miraculous to flow. It is in this meeting of souls that healing will radiate forth. With each word, she felt the atmosphere shifting. The candles flickering brighter, their flames now weaving a golden tapestry against the deepening sky. Martha closed her eyes momentarily, visualizing Jacob surrounded by loving spirits, laughter in his eyes, free from the chains of anguish. I can't claim to know all the answers, she said, her voice soft but firm, "Yet I believe that if we join together in love to believe in one another, to embrace one another, healing will come. And not just for Jacob, but for every heart burdened by despair." A murmur broke out among the villagers. Doubts were transformed into whispers of hope. Tara, the schoolteacher, stepped forward, her voice quivering. "Martha, can you really see it for Jacob?" The laughter, the healing. The question hung in the air, heavy yet hopeful. "Yes," Martha declared, her heart soaring. "The love we share can overcome any darkness. Together, we will manifest miracles." Each syllable felt like a balm for their weary souls, a promise woven into the fabric of collective faith. Suddenly, a distant rumble of thunder filled the air. Not thunder. It was like the echoed heartbeat of the heavens in response to their shared vision. A gust of wind swelled around them, and for a moment, they all felt it, a flicker of divine presence bathing them in warmth and light. Gasps and murmurs of astonishment rose up, their spirits stirred. But doubt still clung to the edges of excitement. What if this wave of hope was simply a mirage? As Martha scanned the faces around her, she caught the eye of a young boy holding a small lantern, the light reflecting in his eyes a spark of belief. "Are we ready to transform our fear into faith?" Martha asked, her voice now a gentle call to action. It was a moment of truth. Would they take this leap together? With hands entwined, united in purpose and possibility, they stood amidst the shimmering hope, ready to step forward into the unknown. As they moved with solemn determination towards the church, the air crackled with anticipation. What awaited them on this divine journey? In the depths of her heart, Martha could feel the profound shift beginning to shape their destinies, but she sensed an unveiling yet to come. Something breathtaking awaited them at the threshold of faith. What would the dawn reveal to them all? The church stood sentinel on the hill, its wooden doors wide, inviting the villagers into the warm embrace of its sanctuary. As they crossed the threshold, a rush of joy coursed through Martha. Each step echoed with the weight of their collective hopes. The flickering candles inside, like stars gathered to listen, cast soft shadows over them. She knew, deep in her soul, this night was sacred. Once everyone settled, Martha looked around at the faces illuminated by the gentle glow. There was a tranquil peace that felt almost tangible. She took a deep breath, inhaling the fragrant scent of beeswax and incense. They were here, together, on the edge of something magnificent. "Let us join in song," she urged, and with that, the choir of voices rose like a symphony of shimmering light. The notes floated through the air, enveloping them in an ethereal embrace. It was as if heaven itself leaned closer to hear their praises. Rhythmic harmony filled the room, but soon, the music softened into a hum. Martha seized the moment, her voice transformed into a soothing whisper. "Beloved friends," she began, "what if our healing lies not just in our prayers, but in the love we nurture within ourselves?" Each word she spoke fell like petals on fertile ground, ready to take root. A ripple of understanding moved through the crowd. It was a sacred invitation to a deeper realization. "For too long, we've been told to seek love outside ourselves," she continued, "but the divine source of that love dwells within. If we can embrace our own imperfections, those very fractures that make us human, we become vessels for His grace." Mary's eyes widened at this. The burden of her struggles seemed lighter, if only for a moment. She gently stroked her son's hair, finding in Martha's words a flicker of hope. Could it be? Could her self-doubt transform into self-acceptance? A powerful silence fell, lifting their spirits as if drawn up from the depths of their souls. Martha felt it too. Like warm sunlight breaking through a cloudy sky, the air shimmered with divine presence. One by one, they began to share. Tara spoke next, her voice filled with vulnerability. "I've always put others first. Tonight, I see that to truly support those I love, I must first learn to love myself." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the congregation. Martha smiled, her heart swelling with joy. "Yes. This is the truth we need to embrace," she encouraged. The more they spoke, the more they released their fears, their worries, and their self-judgment. Each confession waved like a banner of surrender, inviting love to pour in. As the evening deepened, Martha led them in a moment of silence. "Let us close our eyes and visualize our own bright light, glowing fiercely inside us. Together, let us send this light to Jacob, to one another, and to every heart in pain." The room was still, but within their minds, a tapestry of love began to weave itself. They imagined each thread as a prayer, a wish, a deep yearning for healing. Suddenly, it happened. The air thickened, shimmering with an unseen energy. Eyes widened in wonder, and emotions ran high. It was as if every soul breathed as one, hearts alight with palpable hope. Martha James breathed out, his usual stoicism washed away by a tide of awe. "I can feel it. The healing, it's real." Tears brimmed, and a collective sense of divine validation settled within them. They were not just participants in a prayer, they were co-creators of love and miracles. But as the stillness enveloped them, a question hung in the air: was this just the beginning? Something deeper resided in the space between their breaths, at the very cusp of revelation. Martha's heart thudded, sensing the weight of that mystery. What awaited them on this transformative journey? What if, in this newfound love, lay the answer not only for Jacob's healing but the awakening of even greater grace? The night was young. The dawn, still yet to come, promised to unveil what lay hidden of the possibility of miraculous transformations that awaited their hearts. Would they be ready to embrace it? A gentle vibration rustled through the air, wrapping around each person, binding them together in a collective heartbeat of faith. Martha opened her eyes slowly, her spirit still soaring from the encounter. She could sense the energy swirling, it felt rich and alive. It was as if the church had transformed into a vessel, ready to pour forth wisdom. "Open your hearts," she whispered, her voice barely above a breath. "Let us be vulnerable. Let us share what burdens us." Tara looked around. "It's daunting," she admitted. "What if they don't understand?" Martha placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "In sharing, we invite understanding. In vulnerability, we find strength." The hesitation melted away from Tara's face. She took a deep breath and began to reveal her struggles. The words poured out, heavy yet cathartic, as others leaned in, drawing on the comfort of community. One by one, others spoke up fears of rejection, guilt over past decisions, the weight of familial expectations. Each confession became a thread in a beautiful tapestry of collective experience. Eyes glistened, some even sparkled with unshed tears, but all were united in the sacred act of revealing their souls. With each story, Martha felt the divine presence surge. As they spoke, a sense of shared understanding blossomed. "We are all imperfect," she urged. "And that's a part of our beauty. God sees us as we are, flawed and yet loved." As the light flickered from the candles, illuminating the shadows of their truths, Martha urged them to offer words of comfort to one another. "Let us respond with kindness, each word a blessing, each embrace a testament to our faith." The room filled with soft, soothing words. "You are enough," they murmured. "Your pain is real, but so is your strength." Mary took a bold step. "I felt alone in my struggles, but here, I am reminded we are never truly alone." As she spoke, a wave of warmth cascaded over the assembly. Suddenly, from the back of the room, a deep voice resonated. It was Jacob, still journeying through his own tumult. "Martha," he said, his spirit buoyed by the collective tenderness, "that same love you speak of, it reached me. I felt it fill the crevices of my heart. I've been scared, but now I choose to believe." Gasps of surprise and joy filled the room. Martha's heart swelled at the sight of hope igniting within him. "Jacob. This is the miracle of love we heal together. Your journey is a part of our own." As the evening deepened, they joined together in prayer once again. The energy was palpable, shimmering like sunlight pouring through stained glass. And in that sacred moment, Martha felt something shift once more. The sanctuary felt alive. It reverberated with a collective heartbeat of devotion that coursed through them, renewing their spirits. "What if this night transforms us?" Martha pondered, almost aloud. "What if we emerge as light-bearers in a world dimmed by despair?" The thought hung in the air, sturdy and vibrant. Could they become instruments of profound love, catalyzing miracles in each other's lives? And just then, out of nowhere, the church door creaked open a fraction, letting in a breath of cool night air laced with whispers of something divine. Martha felt a rush of excitement mixed with trepidation. What awaited them beyond their moment of healing? Would the light they cultivated within guide them to something more powerful? Soon, they would find out. The question lingered, buoyed by anticipation: what was it that they needed to face next, and how might their faith deliver them into another realm of divine grace? The door's creak echoed softly, an invitation to the mysteries that awaited them. Martha noticed how the dim light from the church illuminated the outline of the door, casting a gentle glow that beckoned them closer to whatever lay beyond. "What's happening?" Tara whispered, clutching Martha's arm, her eyes wide with curiosity mixed with a hint of fear. Martha turned to face her, breathing deeply to anchor both their spirits. "I don't know yet, but I feel we are on the brink of something extraordinary," she replied, her voice steady despite the thrumming of her heart. As if summoned by their united intention, the church seemingly hung between two worlds, the sacred and the unknown. One by one, the congregation moved closer to the door, drawn by an instinct they could not name. Jacob, feeling the surge within, stepped forward, emboldened by their shared journey. "What if we confront the unknown together?" he asked, his voice rising with conviction. "What if we allow the light within to guide us into this new chapter?" The room held its breath, unity pulsing like a single heartbeat. Martha nodded, her spirit soaring as she watched her community transform from hesitant souls to a collective force of faith. "We trust in the divine," she affirmed, raising her hands. "Let us step forth as one body, hearts open to whatever awaits us." With that, they moved together, a gentle tide of faith washing over them as they approached the open door. Martha felt a current of love and courage flowing between her and each congregant, a testament to the healing they had experienced that night. The moment they crossed the threshold, a dazzling light enveloped them, warm and inviting. It felt as if the air itself shimmered with promise, wrapping around them like a familiar embrace. They found themselves in a grove bathed in soft luminescence, trees standing tall like guardian spirits. "What is this place?" whispered Mary, her voice laced with awe. Martha raised her head to the sky, the stars seemingly crafted from the very essence of prayers long whispered. "I believe it's a sacred space created just for us, a place where our faith can flourish unhindered." The congregation stood captivated, their collective faith becoming an anchor in this ethereal realm. Woven into this luminous space was the essence of their shared stories, their burdens lifted like flowers blooming at dawn. "Let us meditate," Martha encouraged, a spark of inspiration igniting her spirit. "Let us invite healing, not just for ourselves, but for the world beyond these walls." They gathered in a circle, hands gripping each other, grounding themselves in the divine moment. The energy shifted again, a gentle pulse of love radiating outward, resonating like a melody that harmonized with the very fabric of creation. As their voices rose in a chorus of prayer, Martha felt the whispers of ancient wisdom wrapping around them like a warm blanket. Each word spoke of healing, acceptance, and profound love, a reflection of God's grace spilling forth. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the vibrant light began to dim, leaving trails that sparkled like the last rays of sunset. Confusion wrapped the group, but hope flickered in their eyes. "What just happened?" one of the younger members asked, his voice tinged with wonder. Martha smiled, her heart full. "We've opened ourselves to divine love in a new way. This experience, it's just the beginning. More is coming." As they stepped back toward the sensation of the church, a deafening silence settled over the grove, hinting at the deeper truth they had glimpsed but not yet fully understood. "Tomorrow," she addressed everyone with excitement in her voice, "we will gather again. There is much to explore, and our journey has just begun. Trust your hearts, for greater revelations await." The congregation nodded, their spirits renewed, eager to discover what tomorrow would bring. What divine mysteries might be revealed when they gathered once more? Would they harness this newfound light to instigate real change? The questions lingered, igniting a fire of anticipation in their souls. The sun dipped beneath the horizon, casting hues of orange and violet across the sky, mirroring the awakening anticipation in the congregation's hearts. Martha gathered everyone for their next meeting, her spirit alive with the promises yet to be fulfilled. They arrived filled with stories of their night. Each person walked through the church door, eyes wide with wonder, eager to share what they experienced during their sacred slumber. "Tell me," Martha encouraged, a warm smile inviting their voices. "What did you feel when we were in the grove?" Jacob stood first, his hands trembling slightly as he spoke. "I felt a connection with everyone. It was as if we were all threads in a tapestry, woven together in the light. I could sense healing energy flowing among us." His voice cracked slightly, emotion brewing beneath his words. "Exactly," Martha exclaimed, her heart pumping with joy. "That light wasn't just for us. It connects us to the divine purpose, and it reminds us of our collective strength." She gestured expansively, and the congregation leaned in, their collective breath mingling in the air. Tara's eyes sparkled as she chimed in, I felt burdens lift off my shoulders. Every prayer we spoke together melted away doubts. It was like floating in a sea of love. Her excitement rippled through the group, creating a palpable loyalty that anchored them deeper into their shared faith. Martha nodded with encouraging wisdom. We need to let that light grow. Today, we'll focus on self-love, the foundation of all healing, she said, her voice crisp with conviction. We start by looking within ourselves. The light we felt is not just around us, it's within us. We must embrace who we are, each flaw and each beauty. As the discussion waved through the room, a profound silence fell over them. Each member held their breath, letting Martha's words settle in their hearts. Let us meditate together, she proposed gently. They formed a circle again, this time grounded not just in the glow of the grove, but in acceptance of themselves. They closed their eyes, allowing silence to deepen the connection to each spirit present. With every breath taken, Martha encouraged a reflection on their souls. Allow love to flood your heart. See yourself as God sees you, flawed, beautiful, and wholly loved. As voices fell into harmony, a gentle hum resonated, wrapping around them like a soft blanket. The air thickened with warmth, and Martha could feel their hearts opening further, expanding into the light of acceptance. We are vessels of divine love, she whispered. Let every beat of your heart radiate out, meditating not only for yourself but for every soul that seeks healing. In that sacred moment, the congregation shifted from healing themselves to sending waves of love to the world, the energy pulsing outward like ripples on water. Each thought, each emotion, became intentions of hope spiraling into the universe. Suddenly, a flicker of light burst at the center of their circle, illuminating the faces of her friends. They opened their eyes in surprise, feeling a rush of energy, a divine confirmation of their sacred work. Martha caught her breath, stunned by the collective power igniting within their circle. This energy, this is just a taste of what is to come. An elderly man at the back, usually quiet, found his voice. What if this light we share isn't just for us? What if it can heal our community, indeed, the world? His words hung in the air, a challenge and an invitation all at once. The group murmured, pondering the depth of this call. Martha felt a stirring in her own heart, igniting a belief in the possibility of miracles. Tomorrow, let us gather once more. Together, we will step from self-love to loving our community, inviting divine healing for all. Excitement flared among them, but an unnameable mystery lingered, needing exploration. As evening waned, they parted with hope and anticipation. What could unfold as they dared to shine their light outward? What mighty transformations would emerge when the community embraced this newfound love? The questions buzzed in the air, urging them back to the sacred space with eagerness. The sun rose the next day, casting a warm golden glow that permeated the empty pews of the church, as if welcoming the congregation back to the sacred space. Martha stood at the front, her heart racing with expectation. The air was thick with possibilities, and she could feel the vibrancy of hope painting the walls in colors unseen. As the members trickled in, their faces lit with anticipation, Martha couldn't help but smile. They gathered in their familiar circle, connecting once more, hearts open and eager for what the Spirit had planned. Today, we embark on a journey beyond ourselves, she declared, her voice steady and resonant with warmth. Together, we will channel the love we've nurtured into our community. Each of you has felt the healing light within, now let us share it. Are we ready? A chorus of amens echoed back, affirming their willingness to step forth. Jacob, with a glint of determination in his eyes, stood to share. I have seen pain in my neighborhood. Families struggling, individuals lost. This light, let us carry it to them. Martha nodded encouragingly. Exactly, Jacob. Love is potent. It transforms fear into faith, despair into hope. Let us take a moment to breathe together, channeling our intentions towards our community. With each breath, imagine sending light out through the walls of this church, into the streets and homes that surround us. The group gently inhaled and exhaled, envisioning their love radiating in vibrant waves. Tension eased in shoulders, smiles blossomed, and tears shone in joyful eyes, reflecting the light they envisioned flowing freely. Tara, spontaneous and full of conviction, jumped in. What if we create a visual? A beautiful way to represent our intentions. A mural or a tapestry, something the community can see and feel. Her suggestion sparked excitement like a flame igniting dry wood. The group began to brainstorm, their ideas mixing together as they spoke in harmony. They imagined a mural that depicted their journey of love, the faces of the community entwined with symbols of hope, healing, and connection. Martha watched this outpouring and felt gratitude welling up within. Yes, let us do that. We can gather stories, paint hope, and invite others to join. The energy we use in our painting will echo the love we felt. An elderly woman, Grace, spoke up with a gentle voice, but what of those who will not come to us? How can they feel this light if they do not step inside these walls? The words hung heavy for a moment, drawing them back to reflection. Martha sensed the collective contemplation and responded, "We can take the love beyond these walls. Perhaps we can host a community day, an open invitation where we can share stories, our art, and the light we cultivated." Love becomes contagious when shared. With renewed vigor, they began to plan, weaving schedules, ideas, and the labor of love that would lead them forward. Hope buzzed in the air, uniting them under a shared goal. Plans for outreach formed, and before long, a sense of divine purpose wrapped around them like a warm embrace. Martha leaned into the energy, feeling a spark of divine connecting her to each person present. We have ignited something powerful. The love we share today will ripple outward, transforming lives just as it has transformed ours. As they closed their meeting, they created a circle of unity once more. Martha led them in prayer, voices blending harmoniously as they beseeched divine guidance for their mission. Bathed in that sacred moment, they felt the tangible presence of love and support from something greater than themselves. As they opened their eyes, a wave of inspiration surged forth. Had they only scratched the surface of what could emerge? The boundless adventure of loving their community awaited them eagerly. What awaited them beyond those walls? What extraordinary encounters would arise as they stepped boldly into the world, lighting the path with their love? The questions lingered in the air, stirring souls and beckoning for answers that only time could unfold. The days rolled onward with vibrant anticipation. As the sun dipped low in the sky each evening, vibrant hues painted the horizon, igniting hearts and minds for the journey they had collectively set in motion. Martha felt the gentle stirring within her spirit, a sacred whisper inviting her to embrace the unfolding. Saturday arrived, the day they had planned their community event. Tension buzzed amidst excitement as Martha and the group gathered early in the church to prepare. Tables overflowed with paints, brushes, and art supplies. The scent of fresh coffee mingled with the soft rustle of fabric as the team hung colorful banners, each adorned with words of love, hope, and community. "Remember," Martha encouraged, a spirited glimmer in her eye, "this art will not just be paint on a wall. It will represent the souls of our neighbors. Let every stroke of paint be a prayer, every splash a testament of faith." They joined hands in a radiant circle, eyes closed, drawing deep breaths and releasing their hopes for the day. As they prayed, Martha could feel a warm energy enveloping them, a holy embrace that heightened their resolve. Every concern, every unease melted away, leaving only the pure essence of love. When the community doors opened at noon, the air was alive with laughter and chatter. Children raced around, their faces painted with bright colors, while families gathered around the mural, ready to witness the creation. People from every walk of life, every background, had come to share in this spiritual outpouring. "Martha," called out Jacob, pointing to the crowd. "Look at how many people are here. They are feeling our light." Martha beamed. What a beautiful sight. Each face was a mosaic of stories and dreams, and together, they stood under one banner of love. With brushes in hand, the group began to paint. Colors glided gracefully over the surface, vibrant greens symbolizing growth, blues embodying calm, reds reflecting passion, and yellows shining with joy. As each member painted, they shared snippets of their own journeys, the struggles they had faced, and how they had emerged transformed by love. "In sharing our stories," Grace said, pausing to blot tears with a gentle smile, "we're weaving a tapestry of hope." The atmosphere crackled with a divine presence, every brushstroke infused with prayer, every laughter echoing joy. The mural flourished, it was alive with stories, a radiant display of their collective spirit that now embraced the community as well. However, as the celebration swelled, a darkness loomed in the background. From a distance, voices grew agitated. A man approached, eyes filled with anger, his wounds visible. "What is this? You think painting will solve our problems? It's just a waste of time." His voice cut through the joyous atmosphere, causing a hush to fall over the group. Martha felt a tremor run through her. The man was still a soul hurt and lost, and she knew deep down in her heart that love was the answer, even in the face of anger. "Join us," she called out gently, her heart aching yet hopeful. "We're not here to solve everything, but perhaps we can share something greater understanding. Will you allow us to show you love?" As tension hung heavy in the air, others began to step forward, encouragement glimmering in their eyes. The man hesitated, but the light emanating from the mural beckoned him, gently reminding him of hope. Would love break through the barriers of anger? Would the transformative power of their art touch this man's heart? What miraculous revelations awaited them as they ventured further into the light? The space between hope and despair whispered sacred possibilities, and as they stood there, Martha felt the deepening call of the Spirit, urging her to continue this sacred journey. What door would they open next, if they followed the path of love? As silence enveloped them, the tension hung thick like a fog, yet Martha remained steadfast in her belief that love could soften even the hardest heart. The community stood around her, a living testament to the power of divine connection. She could see the man's brow furrowed, a wrestling match of emotions playing out beneath the surface. "Please," she extended her hand, "let us share this moment with you. We may not have all the answers, but we do have hope." Slowly, he took a step closer. The air felt electric, as if the very atmosphere were holding its breath. In that moment, colors from the mural shimmered brighter, reflecting the internal struggle in the man's heart. Martha sensed the presence of something sacred. It wasn't just paint on a wall, it was a channel for healing. One of the children nearby, a little girl with bright purple paint on her cheeks, stepped forward. "Mister, you should try painting. It can make you feel happy." Her innocent enthusiasm chased the shadows away, reminding everyone of the purity of joy. The man's hardened exterior began to crack. He looked at the girl, then at Martha, searching for a flicker of light. "Happy?" he muttered, as if the word were foreign to him. "Yes." Martha exuded warmth. "Happiness can start with a single brush stroke. Just think, every color you choose can reflect what you carry inside." Tentatively, he took the paintbrush offered by a nearby volunteer. As he grasped it, something softened in his stance. The crowd watched, breathless, hoping he would journey from anger into acceptance. With a shaky hand, he dipped the brush into deep red paint and touched it to the mural. Gasps resonated across the yard, yet no one had the heart to criticize. Each flick of red grew in boldness as he poured out his frustration onto the canvas, layering it with rich strokes. As he painted, something shifted within him. His scowl softened. "I've been angry for so long. It feels strange," he admitted, a hint of vulnerability threading through his words. "It's okay," Martha encouraged. "Sometimes, in the depths of our pain, we can find a path to healing. You are not alone in this." Before long, the community gathered around him, each person speaking words of reassurance. They began to offer their hands, inviting the men to mix colors, to share his story, to transform his anger into something beautiful. Little by little, his heart began to thaw under their shared warmth. The canvas was taking shape, not just with hues but with a story of redemption, a narrative of struggle and resilience. As they painted together, a profound sense of unity filled the air. In that sacred moment, everyone was transformed. The act of creation became an act of worship, tears flowed as hands gripped brushes. "The love we share here is stronger than the pain," Grace whispered, watching the man deepen his strokes with tenderness. Martha gazed upon the mural, feeling a swell of admiration. The colors intertwined, reflecting not only their community but the divine thread that connected them all, the thread of hope, healing, and love. Yet, amidst the joy and transformation, Martha sensed a weight in the atmosphere. It was as if the universe was holding its breath for what was about to unfold. Could this be the very beginning of something monumental? Would the energy unleashed carry beyond that mural and reshape the very fabric of their community? An unsettling feeling nestled in her heart, whispering of challenges ahead yet also inviting them to delve deeper into these sacred connections. As the men stood side by side with Martha, shoulders relaxed and spirit soaring, she felt the gentle urging of the Spirit nudging her onward. What revelations awaited them all as they ventured deeper into this journey together? Would their love light the way for others to emerge from the shadows? The quest for understanding and connection was just beginning. As the sun sank low, casting a golden hue across the mural, Martha felt the air pulse with a newfound energy. The angry men, once bound by discontent, now stood shoulder to shoulder with Jacob and Tara, painting alongside those he had viewed with skepticism. Love had transformed his heart, the divine had orchestrated a symphony of healing, resonating through the very essence of their gathering. Martha's eyes sparkled as she scanned the crowd, witnessing the beauty of acceptance unfolding before her. The mural, once a blank canvas, was now alive with vibrant colors and rich stories. It told a collective tale, a tapestry woven with threads of fear, hope, pain, and love. Each stroke was a prayer, each hue a testament to their shared journey. "Look at what we've created together," Martha exclaimed, her voice ringing with joy and gratitude. The villagers gathered closer, admiring the intricate patterns that emerged. They didn't just see colors, they saw their struggles reflected in the vibrant artistry. Suddenly, the man, a once skeptical spirit, stepped forward, his voice raw with emotion. "I wasn't sure how love could change anything. But standing here, surrounded by all of you, I realize how wrong I was. It's not just about my pain. It's about all of us, and how we lift one another." His words flowed like a balm, soothing wounds that had festered in silence. The crowd murmured in agreement, nodding in unison as they felt the gravity of his confession. Martha felt warm tears spill down her cheeks, the kind of tears that sparked joy and light. In that moment of vulnerability, love radiated through the gathering like the colors on the mural. The divine was palpably present, wrapping its arms around everyone, igniting their hearts with the promise of transformation. "Let us take this love beyond our walls," she beckoned, her heart swelling. "Let us carry it into our homes, to those who still suffer in darkness. We've felt this light today, we must share it." A resolute energy surged through the crowd, igniting their determination. Voices echoed with ideas and plans, excitement bubbling forth as each villager felt inspired. "What if we host an open house? Invite everyone we know," one suggested. "Let us create a community event, showcasing our mural, telling our stories," another chimed in. Martha smiled, sensing the spirit thriving within their collective hope. "Yes, let us create a day where we invite love and connection. This mural will be a beacon, a testament to the miracles we can manifest when we choose unity over division." As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows that melded with the colors of their creation, a whisper in the wind spoke of a divine shift. The once distant faces of well-wishers were now intertwined with their souls like threads in a grand tapestry. With fresh purpose, they set to work. The next weeks became an outpouring of creativity. They painted, crafted, and planned with fervor, transforming the church into a sanctuary of love and acceptance. The anticipation in the air soared, as each person poured their heart into efforts, determined to make their outreach a resounding success. On the day of the open house, laughter and joy blossomed like wildflowers in spring. Families came, neighbors reached out, and those who once harbored doubt now walked through the doors with hopeful hearts. Martha stood amidst the vibrant crowd, feeling the pulse of divine grace envelop them. The mural stood tall, a living testament of faith woven through their stories. As people took turns sharing their testimonies, tears flowed and laughter erupted. The atmosphere shimmered with joy and understanding. Jacob, standing proudly beside her, looked out over the gathering. This is love in action." Martha nodded, her heart brimming with gratitude. "Together, we are the light. And from this light, miracles continue." As the gathered souls mingled, embraced, and connected, Martha could sense another transformation brewing beneath the surface, something deep and powerful. The essence of their shared love extended into the hearts of those gathered, inviting them to carry the spirit into their daily lives. "Will you join us?" Martha called out, her voice rising above the excited chatter. "We can be vessels of love, carrying this gift into every corner of our lives, inspiring others to do the same. Love is contagious, my friends." And all around her, voices rose in agreement. A thunderous cheer of affirmation echoed through the church. Love overflowed, tangible and thriving, veiled in the promise of change. In that sacred moment, Martha knew she had tapped into something extraordinary. Divine healing had commenced, weaving through the tapestry of their community. No longer would they retreat into the shadows, they would stand bold and unwavering, shining with the radiance of shared love. As night settled in, the stars twinkled above, their shimmering light a reflection of the hope ignited that day. Martha gazed up at the night sky and smiled. What awaited them now was a new chapter, a horizon painted with the promise of love, healing, and unending miracles. They were ready to embrace it, stepping boldly into a world beckoning for their light. Let this journey begin anew. If this speaks to your heart, and you want to walk alongside more journeys of faith, you need to subscribe now to the channel. Do not miss the next exclusive stories that illuminate the path of divine love. Leave a like to feed the algorithm and share this light with others who need to see these miracles. Your support matters. Comment below with your reactions and testimonies about this incredible ending. Your voice counts, sister and brother in faith. And don't wait even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends, those who are seeking manifestation and inspiration in their lives. Be the light that guides them.